Hello there. Thank you so much for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily live on ChannelOne TV. I am Nanatufo Boateng. We're about to go into the news review segment where we get to have a conversation on some topical issues. And of course, we share ideas, bring different perspectives to the matters, and invite you to join us because the show is interactive. So send us your thoughts, your comments, and contributions via our WhatsApp number. You can join us on our socials. We're streaming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And we're interactive, we're engaging on X as well as Instagram. We have exclusive video content for you on TikTok as well. So go follow, go subscribe, go share, go like. And don't forget to invite others to also join in. We want to hear from you this morning, so send us your thoughts. We're going straight into the conversations. This morning, I have Kotia Nurideen. He's a comms officer, communications officer from WA Central, yes. And of course, he's with the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations as a director.
Currently, I'm the Deputy Communications Officer.
Deputy Comms.
But aspiring to become the main communications officer.
Wow. We wish you well.
Thank you so much.
And it's the first time we're seeing you here, so welcome.
Yes.
And a Happy New Year to you as well.
Thank you so much.
I was speaking about your smoke earlier.
Yes.
I think I like this style.
Yeah.
We need to consider getting...
It's a craft from the Upper West region.
Beautiful.
And this was donated to me by a friend who deals in smokes called Kalasco in the Upper West region.
Nice.
WA Central to be precise.
Nice.
So if you want one, I can make one available for you.
Sure, I look forward to it. I look forward to it. This is beautiful.
Very well.
All right, so we're starting off from the unfortunate attack on our brothers and sisters who went to trade in Burkina Faso. We understand the death toll has risen to 8.
Yeah.
The president has spoken and announced evacuation of the injured to Ghana. But let's look at the matter holistically, considering our border security, our inter-country sharing of intelligence, and the possible impact on trade, especially tomato imports from Burkina Faso. What do you make of this attack, and how do you see it impacting us as a people?
Thank you so much, my brother. Let me begin by saying a very good morning to your cherished viewers and, of course, listeners. And also to extend my good morning to my boss, the Venerable Minister for Labor, Employment and Jobs, Dr. Alhaji Rashid Hassan Pelpo, who just returned from Ethiopia yesterday night. I wish him well and his family. And my brother, let me hasten to also say a very good morning to my senior, Honorable Hamza Suhini, in whose stead I am here to represent him in this program. So wherever he is, I wish Honorable Hamza Suhini well and his family. My brother, it is instructive to note that when it has to do with security and peace relative to Ghanaians, it is our onerous responsibility as government to ensure that every Ghanaian citizen enjoy peace and is secured wherever he is, whether you are in the country or whether you are outside the country.
True.
We must ensure that you are protected. We must ensure that you are not exploited. And we must ensure that you enjoy all the peace and harmony that you deserve. And we do so by, passing through or abiding by the legal rudiments of the system. So let me sympathize with the families of those who lost their lives relative to this reckless terrorist attack in Burkina Faso. It is a sad day for Ghana. It is a sad day for Africa, and for that matter, West Africa. You know, broad border trade is something that hasn't started today.
Yeah.
It has been with us since time immemorial.
True.
And so one cannot prevent a citizen from other country from trading in your country. So Ghana has been a member of ECOWAS, and for that matter has that leverage for its citizens to trade in other countries. So Ghana and Burkina Faso has been cordially engaging in trade, and we haven't seen or heard of such nature of incident before. So it's rather unfortunate. We condemn the act, the government condemns it, and we regret whatever happens. But however, what is government doing? Government is ensuring that this has to do with diplomacy. You know, Burkina Faso is a sovereign nation.
True.
And every sovereign nation has the right to protect its citizens within its territorial area. You cannot send your police or your security men to enter into another sovereign state to effect, or to enforce your laws. What you do is to tighten your diplomatic ties, to do engagement, make sure that you do broad consultation to ensure that the peace that these countries enjoy is not mad. So what the government of Ghana is doing is using her diplomatic ties to negotiate with the government of Burkina Faso to ensure that those affected citizens of Ghana are evacuated, in fact, medically evacuated to Ghana for treatment. And government is committed to doing that, and they have already started the negotiations, and everything is moving on steadily. I am aware that the government of Burkina Faso is cooperating with the Ghana government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to ensure that there are no more injuries, there are no more attacks. It is rather unfortunate about the incident that happened, to the fact that we lost about, yesterday I heard about 7, but this morning when I woke up, it risen to 8. It is not justified for us to even lose a single life. At all. To lose a single life, not to talk about 8 Ghanaian citizens. It's rather unfortunate, and we condemn that act. And going forward, we don't want such act to repeat itself again, whilst conforming to the rules and regulations of the ECOWAS. And we should not also lose sight of the fact that Sahel African countries, and more importantly, Burkina Faso and the rest,
Mali.
The issues of insecurity in those areas cannot be underestimated.
True.
We have had pockets of violence and other terrorist attacks within those areas. What government of Ghana has to do is to strengthen our security network, is to ensure that wherever our citizens are protected, and we strengthen our laws and make sure that it doesn't deteriorate our economic ties and our diplomatic ties with neighboring countries. And by so doing, it will inure to the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian, and we will be protected.
Thank you. Let's say good morning to Awal. Awal Mohammed is a member of the MPP's National Communications team. Awal, good morning. Good to see you.
Welcome. To see you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You really mentioned my name. That's the pronunciation.
Awal.
Yes.
But most people tend to say Awal.
Yes.
Yeah, Awal.
Even myself, when I'm telling people, I tend to say Awal because that's how they will be able to identify me.
So we're learning by the day. We're learning small. But
yes,
welcome.
Yes.
There's the issue of this unfortunate attack in Burkina Faso. Unfortunately, we lost 8 of our compatriots who were there just to trade, to actually bring in food so you and I can get some to eat. The government has made some commitments to medically evacuate the injured and bring them back home for treatment. We understand that some DNA or forensic testing will be done to identify those who have been burnt and all. But we have an envoy to the Sahel regions. Government has appointed an envoy to the Sahel regions. How much of a responsibility does such an unfortunate attack place on him?
Thank you so much, and good morning to our cherished viewers, and good morning to my brother. We've not met for a while. I think let's begin by saying condolences to the families and Ghanaians in general. And I can say that this one, you may not blame anyone on this, looking at the incident and where it happened. They were at the wrong place at the wrong time. And that is the reason they had to really go through this unfortunate incident. If you look at the trading between us and Burkina Faso, this is not the first time they are going there. They go there almost every year, and this trade has been there for a long while. But the only thing I see in this is that we in the ruling elite have really disappointed the people of this country.
Really?
Yes, the reason being that if you look at Burkina Faso, a landlocked country, where we go to import tomatoes, when tomatoes can be planted everywhere in this country, even in Accra here, everywhere in this country you can plant tomato. And if at this point in time we still import tomatoes into this country, that's why I'm saying that the ruling elites have really disappointed the people of this country. Because you see, one of the reasons that the Akufo-Addo government tried to introduce the one village, one dam has to do with all year-round farming. And again, livestock too will get water to drink. If you're enough, he understands this very well. During the dry season, animals even die because they don't even get water to drink. So that one village, one dam was just for us to make sure that at least we protect our animals and get people to do all year round.
Did it materialize?
It did, but you see, unfortunately, we did not construct it in such a way that it does not dry out completely. That is the only challenge. We did small earth dams. Where you get animals to drink their water, but for them to use it for irrigation, a lot of the places they couldn't use them. And again, at a point in time, it dries out. So what we were expecting is that at least the government that has taken over promised to do Yeridua. If you check the NDC manifesto, they promised that they will do what is called the Yeridua, where they will target onion and tomatoes. And this was launched last year by the president. What has happened to it? We're thinking that, well, with this, we'll be able to really scale up our production, especially within the period. Because even these traders will tell you that if it's the rainy season in the north, they do not travel to Burkina Faso again. They still buy it around Navrongo and other places because they still, they also sow the same seeds.
So there will be increased yield when there's available water.
If we are able to really increase yield, it will help us. Again, when you look at the Palugu Dam, there are two things that the Palugu Dam will do. One is that the water spillage from the Bagre Dam, where they used to do the plantation of these tomatoes, will be able to really absorb that water. Then we use it for irrigation and electricity, because we felt that when we're able to really get all this water, we can even use it for electricity and this one. Unfortunately, it became a political issue. The contract was signed in 2019. We started everything in 2019. It was approved by Parliament in 2020 before COVID-19. And after COVID-19, you knew that getting credit from other countries became difficult. The Chinese company were given $12 million as mobilization, even though the mobilization was supposed to be around 48 million for the first phase of the project. They were given 12 million. It became a political football to the extent that when this government came, they promised the people, when they were even campaigning in 2024, when they went to the northeastern Upper East, they promised them that when they come, they will continue the dam. Because it is not the dam that Akufo-Addo really thought about it. It is something that predates Akufo-Addo. It is Kwame Nkrumah when he was planning to do it. Then Akufo-Addo came and said, let's take the bull by the horn and do everything possible. So when you check the contract, it is $993 million. That is the sum of the contract. But the first phase, second phase, and the third phase. You see, so now the government came in, they have terminated the contract.
But we were told that work had been done. A whole parliamentary committee moved there to inspect, and there was absolutely nothing.
It was a mobilization for the first phase. And again, we saw there were pictures of when the contractor even moved in. And they said he was paid for $12 million out of the $48 million. You understand?
For mobilization.
For mobilization. He's supposed to be paid $48 million.
For the first phase.
Yes, for the first phase.
And mobilization alone
was $12 million. No, that is the mobilization. Mobilization alone was $48 million.
Mobilization alone, $48 million.
We're talking about a
multi-purpose dam.
A project that is worth $993 million. And the mobilization is supposed to be around 20% from GOG and the rest by the company. So they were paid that amount of money, and now the contract has been terminated. So we'll come back in this studio in the next 3-4 months to talk about the destruction of the farms and houses of people in Northeast and Upper East when the people of Burkina Faso opened their Bagre Dam. So I think these are things that we shouldn't play a lot of politics with it. This is a matter of development. If really these people had access to these tomatoes in Ghana, they will not travel up there. You see, they do not really travel to only Ouagadougou. I'm told between our border to
where they were shot, it is over 600 kilometers.
Oh, wow.
They will have to travel through Ouagadougou and go to the other end to buy these tomatoes from. When we can do that in this country. So I am urging the government that the Yeridua project, they should really actualize it. The lunch is becoming too much. They will tell you of lunch Ejumaura, of lunch coders, of lunch all these things. You, the media, sometimes I blame you too. You don't do the follow-up. Last year, the president launched what the National Coders Program in April. And when you check the budget that was read by the Honorable Atufosin, he said they have only trained 848 people. When they said they will do 1 million within 4 years. And when you check the actual release,
4 years.
Yes, when you check the actual release, out of 100 million, he didn't release even one city. Kofi Annan ICT Center has been training people. I'm sure you've gone there to cover story. They've got some counterpart fundings to train people on these things. These are the numbers he aggregated and put it out that they have trained them. Then his budget gave him out because the budget did not release state an amount of money that was released. You understand? So the launches of these programs are becoming too many. The media
will argue that you are also commissioning.
Yeah, we did commissioning hospitals. One is in Drobonso, one is in Fomena, one is in Kumau. These are commissioning of projects.
So they're also launching projects that will be followed through.
Exactly. But you see, when you launch a program that you think you will want to follow through, a program like Coders, you've budgeted 100 million and you launch it in April. You said you will train 1 million in 4 years.
In 4 years.
So it means within every year, at least 250,000. And you're not able to even train even 1,000. You are left with 3 years to go. So let's assume that indeed within the 3 years they will. So the budgetary allocation, why is it that it didn't go? So in a nutshell, what I'm saying is that onion and tomatoes shouldn't be a problem in this country. I come from the Sechere area. When you go to Kumau, at a point in time when the people of Kumau did not even have potable water to drink, they produce tomatoes that can feed the entire Ashanti region. Because during the rainy season, you can still produce all the tomatoes you want. Look at Asante Achim. At a point in time, the MP had to go and beg the president for them to say, go and buy that tomatoes. This is just about 3 months ago. Go and buy the tomatoes so that... But you see, the problem with ours is that ours here that we plant in the south, it doesn't... The lifespan on the shelves is just about 1 week, 2 weeks. But the one in the northern region, which goes through to the Burkina Faso, it can last for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And that's the reason they will want to go and buy that one and bring it here, because even those buying will cherish those ones, which we can plant them over there. So implement and actualize your Yeridua so that at least we'll be able to really have these things.
Back to you.
My brother Awal failed to sympathize with the victims and the families of those who have lost their lives.
He expressed condolences to them.
He has failed to recognize that we are in a state of mourning and has started his propagandist approach. This is uncalled for and this is unfortunate. Going forward, this tragedy shows and demonstrated the reason why we need a strong border relations and why Ghana needs to strengthen our security apparatus. As I said earlier on, we cannot prevent cross-border trade.
True.
And the fact that Ghanaians are trading outside, we have to ensure that their safety is guaranteed. And so what we need now is strong diplomacy and regional security, not shouting matches like my brother is doing.
But he suggested a number of things.
Going forward, you see,
increasing local production.
In as much as we cannot prevent cross-border trade, government is also putting measures in place to ensure that the economy is strong, so that business in Ghana will thrive, so that it will prevent majority of our citizens from going outside to trade. They made a litany of promises. Majority of them, they have failed. In the agricultural sector, they performed abysmally.
Really?
They performed
Planting
abysmally.
for food and jobs.
Planting for food and jobs.
Planting for food and jobs too.
Oh, you yourself, you did. That planting for food and jobs was a hoax. It was more or less something like a mirage. It didn't happen. They used it to deceive Ghanaians. Before they launched it, were we planting for food and football? We were planting for food and jobs. Ghanaians were already farming, but they use it as a cosmetic political tool to deceive Ghanaians. It didn't happen. One district, one factory. I come from the Upper West region. None of the districts has these factories.
You mentioned one village, one dam.
One village, one dam. We only see those dams on the roads.
Dugouts.
Which John Dramani Mahama is covering up through the big push project.
Are you referring to potholes as the dams?
Yes. the dams found their way on our major roads.
Wow.
For instance, for the past 8 years, if you, apply the route from Wa to Wenchi, my brother, you will weep for Ghana. You think as if the north is not part of Ghana, as if we don't contribute to national development, we don't pay taxes. They left that road in a very deplorable state for 8 good years. Today, go to that road, you will see morning, day and night, the big push project introduced by no other person than the nation builder, His Excellency Napobakole John Dramani Mahama, is investing massively on the road. I personally went there and I can share with you some of the videos for you to play for viewers to see. If you go to a community called Bomboduri in the Savannah region, you will see Marapuma, machines, tools, everything there, and they have started the road construction. If you come to a community called Carpenter in the Savannah region, there's another construction firm. I went there and interviewed the project coordinator, and he assured me that within 2 years, that road from that stretch, Wenchi, Wa, Bole Road, will be completed and asphalted, and it will give us a well-class road. This is from the big push project promised by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and he's delivering it. When these roads are done, it will reduce cost of production because and the transportation costs and all those things. Reduce the cost on spare parts because of the bad nature of the roads. The cars broke down on the way. This will boost business, boost transportation, and will prevent some Ghanaians from going outside to work. Now, some went out for greener pastures, and you know that Burkina Faso is one of the largest producers of tomatoes in, if not in Africa, but in the world. And so you cannot prevent Ghanaians from trading with them. However, what are we going to do? And government has already spoken. Government has already, issued a statement and demonstrated our position relative to what happened. And going forward, how we are going to boost agriculture. And the Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Eric Opoko, has already started innovative ways together with his Deputy Minister, Honorable John Demelo. So very soon you will see tomato production in Ghana increase to a tremendous level that will prevent Ghanaians from trading in Burkina Faso. So we have reduced the cedi to make sure that business thrives. We have reduced the dollar. We have reduced inflation. When we took it under Mr. Awal's and co, it even risen to a point of 54%.
But that's you took it at 23.5.
And 2024, but in the regime, it got to about 54% during the regime. We took it from that and we brought it to single-digit inflation.
You took it from 23.5.
Yes, and we brought. I'm saying that during the regime, the 8 years, there was a time it rose up to 54%.
Just 1 month.
That shows how reckless they were managing the economy. That shows how unproductive their system was. So currently, as we speak, I will continue to charter the path of government by sympathizing with the bereaved families and those who lost their lives, and also to assure Ghanaians that whatever Ghana will do, whatever government will do to ensure that there is cross-border security, there is security across borders, and make sure that Ghana or Ghanaians trading outside, their lives matter and they will be protected. We are assuring Ghanaians that going forward, wherever they are traveling to within the sub-Saharan Africa, they should make sure that they liaise with the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Their identity should be very, very paramount to us. We should know where they are, we should know what they are doing, so that we can put measures in place to track them and see possible ways and means of protecting their lives. But if we move across borders without passing through the necessary requirements and something happens to you, it becomes extremely difficult for government to track you. However, what government is doing now under the leadership of no other person than the competent Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa as Foreign Affairs Minister, we are rest assured that Ghana will continue to protect her citizens. Ghanaian citizens trading outside will be protected. Their life matter, and we'll do everything possible to protect them. And one way of protecting them is ensuring that we have cross-border security tightened, and we align with ECOWAS.
The cross-border security tightening might be a challenge because we know how porous our borders are, and I'm not even sure that we can name all our borders.
Yes.
If you take out Kunungugu, you take out Paga, there are several other routes we used to enter Burkina to and fro. So that might be difficult. However, what we can do might be intelligence sharing between the securities of the two countries.
Exactly. That's when I said we need to strengthen our diplomatic relations and ties. Once that is done, I alluded to the fact that because Burkina Faso is a sovereign nation,
indeed,
we cannot send our police there to enforce their laws.
No.
What we can do is to strengthen our relationship with them, negotiate with them, and come out with a lasting solution that will inure to the benefit of all Ghanaians.
So that at least they can communicate to us that, okay, within this period and that period, there is free passage through this particular route. It is safe to trade on this particular lines and not use the other one. At least some level of intelligence sharing between the two countries. But Awal, back to you on local production and increasing yields, because just look at the front page of BNFT. Annual tomato imports hit 760 million cedis, and this is tomatoes that can grow anywhere in this country. So look at Akumadan. You just mentioned the Kumawu in the such area. So why are we having this challenge at this time?
Thank you so much. But before that, he has introduced a lot of topics.
briefly, yes. So we don't digress.
My second wife is from Wa, so I know the place very well, and I also, as a politician, I move that to and fro. That stretch between Wa and Wenchi was constructed by President Kufuor. This is where President Mahama became MP for 12 years. What did he do? The road didn't deteriorate in the last 8 years. It deteriorated over time. President Kufuor constructed it. So it's even a shame that Bolibam Boy is reeling under a rough road, so to speak. So if you're doing something over there, it's commendable, because at least who travel by road instead of going by air if you want to go to Wa. Because if you are in Kumasi and you want to go to Wa and you want to fly, you have to come to Accra before you can fly to Wa. And that's difficult. You understand? Because coming to Accra too is also so another nightmare because of the way the road is and so on. So it is not really something that you say, well, you did it, it got deteriorated, then we left it like that. Kufuor did that stretch. And you are now coming to also do it. So it's not, this is a place where from Wenchi, it is only Wenchi that will have held that seat for some time. Now you've taken it for 2 terms. From that stretch up to Wa, we've never won any of that seats. Any of that seats. Solar Kalba, Bolly Bamboy, Wise, right?
You won Wise.
Yeah, we won Wise once. That was in 2016.
Oh, you won it twice.
Twice, right? Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
2016, 2024.
Yes.
No, 2024. They haven't won it.
They lost.
Yeah, we lost it.
Right.
You understand? So when you check, that is the again. You see, when you talk about inflation, I feel sad that these are the comments. I'm happy that you have been able to correct him that they took it at 23.5. You see, we did 2 years of single-digit inflation, and the average was 7.9 between April 2018 and March 2019. Sustained single-digit inflation.
But that's 1 year.
We entered, 1 year.
That's
2 years. 2 years within
2018, 2019.
Yes, 2 years. Months. Calculate the months. It's 2 years. 24 months of sustained
single-digit
inflation. And we entered 2022 with 13.9. January 2022, it was 13.9, and that was the highest since we took it 15.4 in 2016. In 2017, we took it 15.4 in January 2017, and the highest we recorded up to 2022 was 13.9. In February, today they accept that indeed external or exogenous factors can affect the economy. In February, Russia-Ukraine hit. After it hit, it came with high inflation figures to the extent that UK went to 40-year high. US, same. Even Burkina Faso moved from 1.5 to around 11%. UK had to change 3 prime ministers within that 2022.
Yeah.
So Ghana moved and got to 54% in December, and that was the only month that we had 54. We put measures into places by tightening the monetary policy, because you see, at the point in time when our inflation was on a single digit, we had to bring the monetary policy by Bank of Ghana to 13.5. Today they are even celebrating 15.5. We need 13.5 in this country. So we started tightening it so that we'll make sure that we can control the inflation within the country. And we're able to do that. In April 2024, IMF predicted that 2025 will end in single digits. This is the IMF document that says that in 2025, if we are to follow through what we were doing from 2022, it will end in single digit. You followed through. You did well because it was just anchored with the IMF program. You did it and you beat what the IMF said. IMF said it will be around 8%. It ended 5.4. But when you strike the average for the year, it is 11. Yes, in 2025, the average for the year is 11.8 or so. Because you started 23 and ended 5.0. When you strike the average, that is it. So you see, inflation within 1 year, you don't jubilate over it. Today, we're talking about inflation is low. The exchange rate is relatively stable, because I've seen it has moved to 10.9 just yesterday, but it's relatively stable. But unfortunately, electricity, we're paying 28% cumulative. But when PURC brings in their report and tell you the reasons why we will have to pay higher, they cite inflation and exchange rate. Today, these factors are down, but we're paying higher. Today, we'll talk about cocoa, right?
Yeah.
You can't even bail cocoa farmers. And an economy that we're told is robust. We'll come to that. But you see, that is it. So, when you look at the tomatoes, as I said, I told you, even in my first submission, that it is really unconscionable for us to be importing onion and tomatoes. Onion, we imported from Niger. Niger, access to potable water, to drink, is not up to 20%. But these are the people who produce onion for us to go and buy and come and sell in this country. When they had the issues of political instability, onion prices skyrocketed in this country. And that was the reason, at a point in time, just at the twilight of our administration, you heard Brian Champon saying that his focus as agreement, his focus is on vegetables. And that was the reason that informed the NDC to even write in their manifesto that they will bring in what they call the Yeridria.
Was it not the dry spell that was destroying farms?
The dry spell was destroying a lot of the maize farms and not vegetables. Yes, it was maize. That was the reason at a point in time we had to even buy maize and cushion some people. It was not. It has nothing to do with the vegetables. The vegetables, you know, within 2-3 months, they are ready for them to do. So, I am saying, not being overly partisan, that we in this country will have to take the bull by the horn. The NDC promised something, and I think it's a good thing that they promised, that they will make sure that they will scale up the production. They should redeem the promise that they gave to the people of Upper East and Northeast, that the Polugu multipurpose dam will be completed under him. That was what the president promised them. Even if it is the first phase, so that we can harvest that water and do all year round farming. The same species of tomatoes that they plant in Burkina Faso, we plant same around the Garu, Navrongo area, that we can still sell it to the people of this country. Yesterday, I even heard one of the traders. She said initially they were not even going to Burkina Faso when they started that trade. They started from Bolga, so they call it the Bolga tomatoes. That was how we call it here, the Bolga tomatoes. Until at a point in time they couldn't really get the volumes they want.
Yeah.
That was when they started entering. You see, securing our borders, as my friend has said, Ghana is one of the countries in the sub-region that has secured our borders to the extent that when you check the aggression, almost all the African countries surrounding us had been affected. President Akufo-Addo made sure that he did high investment on the borders. 2 months ago, over 40 military people with tanks, ammunitions, and so on came into your region. Farmers told the military that there are people like that and they suspect that they are these jihadis and so on. Our military were able to apprehend all of them without any casualty. They were able to apprehend all of them until the Burkina Faso president called to say that indeed they are military people who had lost their way. But our farmers were able to do that. You understand? They gave the
information to the military.
You remember when the national security lunch, if you see something, say something. So the numbers were there. So the farmers in the farm called the military people. They were able to apprehend. This is 2 months ago. They apprehended them and later they were released because these are there. The only thing is that the thing didn't happen on the border. It happened mid-town. So that is the reason it will be difficult for you to say our military will be able to really secure them. The only thing is that Bevolate will have to come in so that at least, as you said,
as
information, information and other things will be shared with these people. Not necessarily having to say that you have to report yourself. Those who are going for trading do not have time. We've been to Dubai with people. The moment they get down, they will not even look for where the consular or the embassy is.
But if you formalize the trade and the channels of the trade,
then
at least
formalized,
there's information.
The trade is formalized. The only thing is that they will have to share a lot of information because when they go to buy, they enter, they buy, they come, they pay everything, and there are no restrictions entering and coming out and so on. The only thing they need now is their leadership getting information from our envoy over there, who will be able to liaise with the people. You cannot blame the Burkina Bay presidency or the government because these are people who had come and were killing men. And they are not the military over there. These are people who had come and they were killing men and sparing women. They felt that the men were enemies to them and so on. So that is why I'm saying that if information is given, it will help them. They will know that these are places you don't go. It is only in Ghana that we don't hear these things. UK, US, and so on. When you go, the travel advisory, they even publish them.
True.
That these are countries that don't go within this period. If you're going, be safe. Don't go to areas like this. The UK and US advisory on Ghana is saying that the tourists shouldn't go to Baku. Is there? You understand? And some few other areas when they are even entering Ghana. So this is something that we should also do. At least the Foreign Affairs Ministry. I am surprised that it's the Interior Minister who is even speaking to these things. I was expecting the Foreign Affairs Ministry to speak to these.
Well, he would deal with the diplomatic aspects.
You have,
but the Interior Minister, of course, will come in because there are security matters.
He is supposed to secure only internally. He's the Interior Minister. The Foreign Affairs Minister has a representative there. There is a Burkina Faso embassy there. The ambassador is supposed to go to that the place. I'm told he's been charged to go there, but the ambassador is supposed to go there, and the envoy is supposed to liaise with them so that the Foreign Affairs Ministry is giving us information. The information Muntaka is giving us can be best described as hearsay.
Really?
Yeah, because you see,
he's the Interior Minister. He gets all the intelligence.
In Ghana, he's interior in Ghana, not over there.
But he will
the only person who will get us the right information is the ambassador over there, and the ambassador is yet to go there. By the information we received, the ambassador will go there with the people to really check whether indeed they are even our nationals, and that's the reason they said they will do the DNA and some few other things.
But that has been established.
Yes,
that has been established. That Ghanaian traders were involved and Ghanaian
survivors.
traders.
There are survivors. The women had been able to really identify them, even by names and so on. So condolences to the family, and the government must be up and doing and giving information to the people of this country.
Wrap up your
please, a quick one. My brother Awal has made certain striking revelations which will be unfair if I don't respond to them. Notably among them is the fact that he has, informed the general public and has concluded that because the MPP government and their MPs doesn't win along the Wenchi-Wa stretch, that's the reason why they have neglected that road.
That's your reference.
I listened to you carefully.
No, please. Those were not his words.
He was responding to my statement
on the state
when
of
I
the
spoke
road
about the big push project where John Dramani Mahama is revamping and reconstructing that stretch of the road, and he was responding by saying that road MPs doesn't win.
MPP
constructed. And it was even
constructed.
I will come there.
And I'm telling you,
I understood perfectly what you said. I understood perfectly. If you allow me, please. If you allow me.
Sure.
If you allow me. It was me who even informed you that you won Wa East.
Yeah.
I was the one who informed you that you won Wa East.
That's true.
So you cannot sit here and say that because you haven't won a seat along that stretch, you have deliberately neglected that road for 8 years.
No, Kotia, you are inferring.
Mr. Awal is speaking like his mentor, Nana Akufo-Addo.
You are inferring.
He's speaking like his mentor. You recall that Nana made similar statement in the Volta region.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair.
You recall that Nana made similar statement in the Volta region.
Let's be fair.
So
let's be fair. No, Kotia, hold on.
You allow Mr. Awal to flow.
Hold on. I'll allow you. Just hold on.
With a lot of
hold on. Just hold on. Let's clarify. Let's clarify this. Let's clarify it. What he said is that Kufuor constructed that stretch of road.
I will even come there.
And he went on to say
yes,
that NDC has won seats along that stretch over a period. And you even mentioned that
even
the president being MPC there for that area at a point in time. He did not say that because the NPP does not win seats there.
No,
he just put out the fact.
You see, no, his statement was very clear. His statement was very clear.
You are interpreting his words to mean what
throughout war.
Right. So please carry on. At least you made that clear. So please carry on.
I am situating it to the fact that his mentor made a similar statement in the Volta region that they don't vote for the MPP, and for that matter, development will not come there. That is what Awal said.
Awal hasn't said the same thing here.
That is what
so that is your understanding of what he's saying.
Akufo-Addo didn't even say that.
To even say that Kufuor considered that road is a fallacy.
Really?
This is a joint effort by the Rawlings government and the Kufuor government.
No, that's not
you cannot say Kufuor solely constructed the road from Wenchi to Wa. That is fallacious. That statement is untrue.
Very well.
It's untenable. And then
the road we have today was constructed by Kufuor.
From 2009 to 2016, that road has seen significant maintenance. It was only after the MPP took over in 2016 up to 2024 that nothing has been done to that stretch of the road. And Awal said it's because they don't vote for their MPs. Now, the Palugu multipurpose dam. This is a dam that is situated within the Walawale enclave.
Yeah.
The area where our former vice president comes from.
It's not close to Walawale.
Palugu Dam is not closer to Walawale.
Palugu Dam is in Talensi constituency.
It's in the north.
It is in Talensi.
It is in the north.
That's Talensi.
It is in the north.
Upper East.
But it's not. Is it the north?
Bawumia pride himself as a northerner. Even if it was in Wa. Even if it is in Wa, but it's closer to Walawale. Why is closer to Walawale? We are talking about a northerner who went and promised northerners to construct the Palugu multipurpose dam after spending a whooping $12.9 million. We just saw a hole. I don't know the relationship between MPP and holes. You spend billions of dollars in cathedral and gave it the most expensive pit. You went to Palugu multipurpose dam. Bawumia went there and promised northerners.
True.
That dam is not serving the talented people alone. It's going to serve the entire north.
Yeah.
So it is for our collective benefit. You went there, promised them, lied to them, and today the money sank
in a hole.
In the hole. Cannot be traced. Cannot be traced. I want her to tell us the relationship between them, their government and holes. So going forward, and he spoke about codes. Today, if you go to the Ministry of Communication, you will understand that about 200,000 coders have been earmarked for training.
Okay.
And the fact that nothing is done, as alluded by Mr. Awal, is neither here nor there. Going forward, what we are saying is that any reasonable government, any responsible government cannot, and by this I'm talking about he said IMF predicted that we'll get a single-digit inflation by the end of the year.
Follow through what we're doing from 50.
And I am telling Mr. Awal that if you don't manage your fiscals very well, if there is no fiscal discipline in your country, if you engage in reckless borrowing, if you engage in reckless expenditure, unnecessary expenditure, and you throw monies into areas that they are not supposed to go, you cannot achieve it. True. The NDC was able to achieve it because we are fiscally disciplined, the economy was being managed well. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ensures that all facets of the economy, all ministries, abide by the tenets of our rules to ensure that the economy thrives. We will not venture into areas that will deteriorate this country. So, if you were given under your regime, even if the IMF was predicted it, but you couldn't achieve it because of the reckless way you were spending, because of the profligacy, the naked display of opulence and extravagance was too much. So we are happy we are in a system led by His Excellency Napoba Kole na John Dramani Mahama, who continue to ensure that.
What was the title again?
Napoba Kole na.
Napoba Kole na.
Napoba Kole na. You know, Napoba Kole is a Wala name.
Okay.
If you come to the Upper West region, the one now bestowed on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama that title, Napoba Kole na, which means is that yes,
okay,
there used to be water problems in Wa, and the only place you can go and get water is a place called Napoba Kole. So once there is water shortage in Wa, people will go there. It's like a stream. They will get water there to draw and go and do their domestic chores. So when John Dramani Mahama came and brought us the Jambos Water Project to the Upper West region, which puts more than 10,000 gallons of water per day, and was able to solve the water crisis that has been there for ages, the one thought it wise to bestow on him Napoba Kole na, the man who has come to solve the water problem. So if you hear of Napoba Kole na, know that he's talking about the water problem that John Dramani Mahama solved together with his MPs, together with people like Dr. Rashida Sempelepo, Dr. Honorable Speaker, Alban Sumanikis for Bugbing, and the 11 MPs in the Upper West region who all contributed in ensuring that John Dramani Mahama solved the water problem. Now, if you go to every community in Wa, we have the Jambos water projects running through their types, and we are bathing showers and all those things. So this is a revelation that is,
it's good. It's good education for us.
Yeah,
we came to complete it. So
which program?
Yes,
the Jambos.
Yes.
You see,
who even inaugurated in October 2017.
You see, they refuse to acknowledge people's contribution. When I was talking about it was General Rawlings who gave Upper West a region. You think he gave Upper West a region without investing in our road network? So you cannot sit here and say it was Kufuor that constructed the Wawechi road.
The stretch we see today.
That is a joint contribution. General Rawlings started it. Kufuor came and continued.
Rawlings didn't open that road. It was.
It couldn't continue.
It was.
Buzia
who opened that road.
Let's make progress. Let's make progress. Since we're still within the agri space, we've discussed the unfortunate happening to tomato traders, but our cocoa farmers are also crying. The sector had some challenges all the way from October of last year. The government had to go into an emergency cabinet meeting. Subsequently, the finance minister announced some reforms. These reforms came with a reduction in the farm gate price. The minority yesterday in Parliament raised a number of issues and is demanding an immediate reversal of this reduction in the farm gate price. Awal, let me start with you on this cocoa matters and where you stand on this.
It is very, very unfortunate. We are dealing with 1 million Ghanaians who are directly engaged in cocoa farming. If you are to add 2 dependents or 3 dependents to each of them, you're talking about 4 million people. And this has nothing to do with any tribe, because our brothers and sisters from the north are in
Ashanti region, they are in Western North region, they are engaged in cocoa work. That is what brought them from the north to come and work here. So it's a livelihood of a lot of Ghanaians. Now, where we are today is as a result of recklessness, indecision, and complete ineptitude of the managers of the cocoa sector. Now, in 2025, in 2024, we announced 3,100 and started buying 3,100. The government came and took over and bought all the cocoa until September, before they announced theirs in October 3. We did not hear any issue. There was no issue of debt. There was no issue of mismanagement. There was no issue of rollover contract. Have you ever reported on that in 2025?
Oh, but there was a rollover.
I'm saying there was a rollover. When you take over a rollover contract. Because you see, the cocoa season starts in October and ends in September next year. So there will be a rollover. You understand? But it was never an issue in January 2025, never an issue in February 2025, March, April, May, up to September. There were no issues, to the extent that the time that they took over, Randy Abe went to the farms in his tear rubber chair to tell them that in October we'll increase it. You remember? When we're talking about, you said you will do 6,500. You promised them 6,500. Now you have taken over, and there is the lean season. Give them the 6,500. That was around February, March, around this time in 2025. We're telling them.
But realistically, was that possible?
It was not. That was the reason when they told us to do 6,500. We said no.
Yeah.
You crash it, because you see, the determination of the price is that, one is that since time immemorial, what we do is that by September, the experts will sit down in the trading room to look at the number of tons we'll be able to produce for the year.
Right.
When they look at the number of tons, then they will check the prevailing market price. Then they forecast that between today and September next year, we are anticipating that we will buy the cocoa, we will sell the cocoa at maybe between $10,000 and $5,000.
Right.
That is what they will use to give them a minimum guaranteed price. And that is what we use to go for the syndicated loan. So that if they set that price, nothing will change. And this is how we do it, because they have set the price already. When we set the 3,100, at that time it was 70% FOB. But by December, the prices went high. But we've already done 70% forward sale.
Yeah.
So if it goes high or it comes down, you have a guarantee, you have a minimum guarantee price. So that is the indecision I told you this government didn't take. Because you see, when you were announcing the 3,600 in October 3, on October 3, when you were announcing 3,600 as the farm gate, you took account that at that time it was $7,000. It was hovering between $7,000 and $8,000 per ton.
Yeah.
Then you did not forward sale. You did not forward sell. When you're supposed to really, before you announce, you forward sell about 70% that you announce.
Yeah.
So, like today, we will not be where we are, because those who had committed to buy it at $7,000 will still have to buy it $7,000 because there is a commitment like that. This government came and started talking about spot. The thing is that the difference between spot sale and forward sale is that we have a farm. We know that we will cultivate this number of cocoa beans.
Yeah.
Then we hedge it. We tell them that, well, we'll sell it to you at $7,000 per this thing within the next 1 year.
But then you project that in the following year the prices might go up.
Yes.
So you hedge some.
You hedge some. You keep 30%, so that the 30% even if for nothing at all, if you sell the 30% today at even $1,000 per ton, you still have to you can cushion the cocoa farmers and still pay until the end of the season.
Right.
But this government came in and said they will keep all the cocoa and do spot sales.
So you think that's where the problem is?
That's where the problem is.
Okay.
And today, because of that, livelihoods of over now there's a legal issue.
Yeah.
Because the minority leader hinted that you had a contract with a cocoa farmer that you sell, you buy it at 3,600, and you gave him a minimum guarantee price. Now, reducing it is a breach of the contract you had with him.
But the majority leader has challenged that the legality of same.
That's
so
you go to hold on for me.
Hold on for me. Let me take a quick break. When I come back, I'll give you a few minutes to wrap up, and then I hear from Kotia on this matter of cocoa pricing and the reduction in the farm gate price. All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is the news review segment on Breakfast Daily here on ChannelOne TV. I'll take a few quick messages, and then I go back to Awal to wrap up his thoughts on the cocoa sector issues, and then Kotia will give his submission. This message says the NPP should not lecture Ghanaians on farming and agriculture. We trusted them with our votes, but they failed us. They promised one village, one dam to support farmers and improve irrigation. If they had even started and sustained this project, by now we would be producing enough tomatoes and other crops all year round. Today, farmers are still depending on rain and food prices keep rising. Leadership must be about results, not promises. Kite from Kaswa sent that in. This one says the plight of cocoa farmers aren't the same as Omampenyi Mahama. Mr. JDM says he's a cocoa farmer. Yes, he is. Does Mr. Mahama have an alternative income? Does the farmer at Hwindo village have the same alternative income as our president? Absolutely no. So the value is not the same. Obiri Suno na Obi Erisero. This is Blueprint writing from Isikado Ketan. Awal, so please wrap up your...
The best thing to happen to the cocoa farmer in this country is Akufo-Addo.
Really?
Yes. Akufo-Addo moved it from 475 in 2017 to 3,100. The highest...
3,100 when? In 2024.
Yes.
So this is an 8-year period.
Within the 8 years.
If you strike it, that's about 400 cedis increments per year.
So I'm saying, yes, that should tell you that indeed is the best thing to happen to cocoa farmers. That is one. Two is that the best time that Ghana had got more yields than any other period was in 2021, 2020 cocoa season. And this is 1,045,000 tons. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is the reason the farmers are saying that if for nothing at all, keep what Akufo-Addo bequeathed to you. We in the minority are saying that the government should restore it until the end of the season, because the cocoa farmer went and borrowed monies from people knowing very well that he will use his yield of 3,600. Now the government is encouraging them to even send it to Cote d'Ivoire. The reason is that Cote d'Ivoire is saying that even though there are problems in the international market, but because there is a minimum guarantee price that they gave them in 2025, they cannot breach that contract. So the LBCs must still pay the 3,600. Now the difference of 1,000 Ghana cedis, if the person is even to send it to Cote d'Ivoire and even get 500 extra, even if it's to sell it at 3,000 cedis, he will still get 500 extra. What we're telling this government is that we're told the economy is doing well. My brother mentioned that inflation is 3.8. Gold is at all-time high, $5,000 per ounce, right? And on the world market.
Yeah.
And again, inflation is 3.8, exchange rate is okay, almost everything is moving on well. The government must bail out the cocoa farmer.
But you see, you mention all this and you forget the debt sitting at Cocoa Board.
The debt has always been with Cocoa Board. You cannot run Cocoa Board without a debt. When we came in 2017, there was a debt of 19 billion. We didn't make any noise. We had to go for cocoa bills to be able to buy that year. And we started prosecution. You remember? But you have taken over for 1 year. Within the 1 year, we didn't hear a whimper from anyone that there are challenges. Today, you are unable to pay the cocoa farmers because of your inactions of reversing the arrangement, the trading arrangement, by moving people from the forex, the trading rooms. There are people who are experienced in the trading room. They've been there for over 20 years. You came in and did a research over there. Today, the cocoa board we're told is reeling under a debt, has bought 110 pickups with 4 V8s. The cocoa board we are told is debt ridden, is now preparing to sponsor Ghana Black Stars, is preparing to sponsor Ghana League. It is really the incompetence of Randy Abe and his people. That is what has got us where we are today. We're calling on the government to make sure that if really gold is doing well, use the gold proceeds to cushion the cocoa farmer, at least bail him out. This is telling us that if we were to experience any exogenous shocks like COVID-19, I'm telling you, a lot of people will die in this country.
Very well. Let me come to Kotia on his thoughts on the cocoa sector.
Okay. Thank you so much. My brother Awal made some revealing statements, and I think that he has been economical with the truth.
Really?
You know, the position of the NDC government is that we will always take the Ghanaian farmer first. We will take their interest first. In taking their interest first, we should also take cognizance of the fact that we have a country to run and an economy to strengthen and protect.
Indeed.
So we will take pragmatic decisions, not just political decisions to chalk political points. If you recall, the decisions that have been taken by government are to protect the Ghanaian farmer. We are to protect the cocoa farmer and not just to punish them. And for so doing, I will sit here and sympathize with the farmers that are affected in one way or the other, because it is not in the interest of government to punish them.
They say you are giving them haircuts.
Every government will want to do things that will give them a positive image. And if it is increasing prices of cocoa, that will inure to the benefit of government and give them a positive outlook. That is what government will do. But a pragmatic and a good government will look at the long-term effects and see whether or not such decisions will inure to our collective benefit going forward. There have been structural problems with the cocoa sector, and this is a problem that hasn't started today. Under the NPP administration, we have seen significant, and reckless, administration of the cocoa sector, to the extent that after they lost power in 2024, they still have to award huge contracts. $48 million contract was awarded just to import juice sacks, when we already have large quantities of them at the port, settled at the port.
This has nothing to do with the price, you know.
Was this contract awarded after they lost power?
Yes.
So this contract was awarded after December 7th.
They know they were losing power. And now that they are losing power, they are still awarding contracts. And they knew that the debts that will accrue,
the contract
will affect the government. So a $48 million youth contract was awarded when they knew that we were having even excess sacks at the post.
That has not been cleared.
That has not been cleared. Even at a point, relative to their reckless procurement processes, it got to a point that even about 140 million contracts were awarded.
To which companies?
Through dubious procurement process that yielded bad results, and it has no positive effect on the cocoa sector, only to cripple it.
It ballooned the debt
of the cocoa board and put them in a very deplorable state. What I want my brother to understand is that the NPP for a long time, for 12 good months, have been, trying to gather certain kinds of
they are looking for scandals
to attack the NDC. So once you cling on to this cocoa issue, they have no other thing to say but the cocoa saga. And you and I know that what the government is doing is the way forward. Now, we are all aware that the well price of cocoa stood at $7,200.
Yeah.
Now, cocoa farmers are giving 70%, which, considering the prevailing market price and the exchange rate value. So the farmer was entitled to a 70%, which is equivalent to $50.40 US.
That's 5,040.
And you didn't sell. That's the problem.
Listen to me.
And
So
you refused to sell.
at this amount, the farm gate price was pegged at 51,660 Ghana cedis. And so we were doing well until our neighboring country, Cote d'Ivoire, increased their price by 20%. When their price was increased by 20%, this will bring in certain kinds of adjustments. Because once your neighboring country increase its price, it will encourage smuggling of our cocoa into those neighboring countries to sell. And that will affect our economy. That will balloon our debt. And that will not inure to our benefit. So we quickly adjusted to 58,000 Ghana cedis. So it was not until
to how much?
So adjusted to 58 per ton.
Yes, per bag. So per bag is equivalent to how much?
So going forward, global economic prices of cocoa reduced.
True.
When it reduced, it affected our system. And once that is done, you cannot continue to tow the same tangent, because if you continue with the same pricing, the cocoa sector or cocoa board will be affected, and your debt will keep on ballooning, and at the end it will come to unsustainable level that will affect your fiscals. So government decides to take pragmatic measures to ensure that the best interest of the cocoa farmer is protected, to ensure that the economy is sustainable in the long term. If we want short-term measures, we can increase it and say, oh, Ghanaians, cocoa farmers, we want you to be happy. You put the prices at where they want. But where are we going? We are saying that we are coming to reset Ghana. In resetting Ghana, you don't only take decisions that are palatable. You take decisions that will inure to the collective benefit of the country going forward. The MPP always look at short-term projects. Let's do it today so the Ghanaians will say it's good, but tomorrow when you suffer, I don't care.
The farmers complain that Cocoa Board is keeping 30% of their hard work. So if there are shocks, Cocoa Board should absorb it.
That is what I'm saying. Cocoa Board as an entity has structural problems. And those structural problems have to do with bad management for the past 8 years. So once you inherit a fragile system, once you inherit a weakened system, you have to take pragmatic steps to inure to the long-term benefits of that institution.
Right.
So we are looking forward in the long run, in the long-term sustenance of Cocoa Board, and we are looking at the interests of the Ghanaian farmer. We are looking at the economy, what we will do to ensure that the economy doesn't collapse. Cocoa Board Cocoa Board financials is strengthened, and then our farmers are not shortchanged. So it is a two-way horse race. One, you want a situation whereby farmers will be happy and satisfied. That is what government is doing. And you also want a situation whereby your economy can sustain external shocks. And you want a situation whereby going forward, you will not go back to where we came from and will not revert to the situation whereby Cocoa Board and its management and the cocoa sector was run down under the MPP government. So government is committed to ensuring that the cocoa farmer gets a fair share of its products, of its produce, and increase productivity in the long run. So to say that we have, shortchange farmers, or to say that we don't care about farmers is neither here nor there. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Dr. Ato Forson led economic team, call an emergency meeting to demonstrate their resolve to ensuring that the cocoa sector is revamped. And this is only done by a government that thinks about its people, that thinks about farmers. You know, cocoa contributes significantly to our GDP. And no Ghanaian whether you like it or not, whether you are MPP or NDC, CPP or any other political party, nobody will underrate the importance cocoa plays in our economy.
True.
And anything that you do as a good government or as a pragmatic government is to put measures in place that will create a congenial environment to ensure that cocoa production continue to soar, cocoa production continue to increase, and cocoa production continue to bring in the required revenue that Ghana needs to strengthen our economy. And so government is very careful about this. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and our economic management team, led by Dr. Ato Forson and the CEO of Cocoa Board, who has spoken on several platforms explaining to Ghanaians the situation at the helm of affairs and what we can do and where we are, where he came from, and what he inherited. People who listen to him and are discerning will understand where we are now and where we came from. And they will conclude by saying that government thinks about the cocoa farmer. Government thinks about the ordinary Ghanaian. And for that matter, the price reduction conforms to our future prosperity and our future protection of the cocoa industry. We didn't just reduce it for reducing sake, but we take cognizance of other compelling factors. And those compelling factors are reasonable enough to let the Ghanaian citizen understand where we are now and what we are doing to salvage ourselves from this situation. So going forward, I believe that this is the way to go, and the government is creating that avenue. And going forward, we will face that challenge again from where we come from. Yes.
Very well. Awal, the argument I hear mostly from your side is the failure to sell when we had the opportunity to. Yes. But see, the global buyer, when they anticipate an increase in supply, will push for lower prices. And that will also force the farmer, the buyer, to hoard.
That's true.
Exactly, because they also anticipate higher prices over a period of time.
So
who created the problem?
So that is why there is no problem in Burkina Faso, in Cote d'Ivoire. I'm saying that there's no problem in Cote d'Ivoire because
Cote d'Ivoire has deregulated to an extent.
Exactly.
And they do a lot of spot sales.
Yes, but you see, they did a lot of forward sales. That is the reason they are saying that they can still sustain it and buy. You understand? You see, our problem is that in 2025, between January and September, Randy Abe was able to buy all the cocoa beans at 3,100.
Okay.
Within that same period, he bought 110 pickups to service just 74 cocoa. Yes.
Can you prove it?
Yes, yes. But he confirmed it on Joy News. That indeed he bought cars. He bought cars.
That he's 100.
Our information is that he bought 110.
110.
He said 20 is already in the country. That was what he confirmed on Joy News.
Very well.
He bought 110 cars, 4 V8, renovated his house, did everything. Interestingly, we did not hear even one case from Ora that indeed there was mismanagement at Cocoa Board. Check the Ora report.
Was that mismanagement?
No, check the Ora report. It tells you that it was being managed efficiently. Because the Ora gossips did not even capture any gossip from Cocoa Board. Today, after 1 year,
the government has announced an audit into Cocoa Board and its operations.
That is after 1 year you have taken over an office. You are to take over the morning show as the host. Right? You've taken over. You've worked for 1 year. Now there are challenges with how you can control your guests. And you are now telling us that, well, it is the former host who came here and did 1, 2, 3 things. That is the reason you are where you are today.
Perhaps he had a way of doing his things and his guests are comfortable with
that. He has a book. He said, when you take over as a government, you have only 3 months to complain. The rest is for you to do the work. You had 1 year, you worked for 1 year without saying anything about procurement, debt and everything. You bought cocoa without any problem. Now in 2026, you announce that from everything and the prevailing market price at that time, you can sustain 3,600. Then you refuse to sell forward. 3 months or 4 months into the cocoa season, you are stuck. You cannot even pay them. And you are now telling us that you want them to take a cut. And even taking the cut, you will still not pay them.
as I speak right now, those who sent their cocoa beans in November have still not been paid. The finance minister, who is supposed to release money for them to pay them, is tasking Cocoa Board to go and look for money. Where will they get the money from? They are under your care. You understand? You're supposed to release the monies for them to go and buy
the beans. But the challenge,
they didn't buy the beans.
The challenge
the challenge is that the beans are with the LBCs. The LBCs will have to supply. Now, yesterday, if you heard the debate in Parliament, Kojo Ponkroma said he had a call from one of the young men in his constituency who works with one of the LBCs. He took cocoa beans of 200 bags. After taking the 200 bags, he gave them the receipt of 3,625. Now, he is to submit it to Cocoa Board. The Cocoa Board is saying that the announcement is that the 2,500 started last week. So if your cocoa is not with Cocoa Board, you have to take the cut. So technically, almost all those who sent their cocoa in November will not receive the 3,600 because it has not gotten to Cocoa Board yet. It's with the LBCs. Now the LBCs will have to supply to Cocoa Board, except that if the government is telling us that all the receipts from November will be paid 3,600. If not that, the LBCs will have to cut it to 2,500 because when he was announcing it, he said it starts from that day.
Exactly, effective immediately.
Effective immediately, but you didn't even give them money to go and buy. So what are you telling us? This government is insensitive. That's why I'm saying that. If really gold is doing well, in order not for the cocoa to sell the cocoa farm to a galamsey to take money from them so that they can also mine the gold, it is best that this government will have to bail them out with the gold money. So that at least, if for nothing at all, do it up to September. If you are announcing a new price in October this year, and you say, no, I'm saying that if you are announcing a new price in October this year, and you say that looking at the market price, which is $3,000, we can pay even 1,000 cedis. The cocoa farmer will understand it and forecast and see that indeed I am doing this. That's the beginning of the year. Now you announce something in October. By November, you stop buying. Just within 1 month, they started supplying. By November, you stop buying. From November up to today, Cocoa Board has not bought even up to 10,000 tons of cocoa. And I'm telling them that they should take a cut.
You see, my brother, the MPP government, under their leadership, left about 32 billion debt
at Cocoa Board.
It has nothing to do with
over 32 billion. It has a lot. It has a lot because
you left over 32 billion. Then it left the books of Cocoa Board looking bad. Cocoa Board was not credit
well. We inherited 19 billion.
Hold on. If you inherited 19 billion,
yes,
you took it to 32 billion. It makes Cocoa Board the credit worthiness of Cocoa Board. It washes it away.
No, that's not correct. That's not correct. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The role of a contract, you see, is always there.
Very well.
That's the reason we started prosecution in 2017.
Very well.
Because we felt that it was.
Thank you.
The MPP government left over $32 billion debt in Cocoa Board.
It is not new.
And this has affected the books of Cocoa Board. You cannot run away from this fact.
And so Cocoa Board
you have awarded reckless contracts. Awarded over $140 billion. $140 million. Awarded over $140 million
to which companies?
To procure. He was procure juice sacks. To procure juice sacks that you never needed.
Juice sacks that you never needed.
In 2024, you awarded $48 million for juice sacks.
Right.
So that's already been packed.
Hold on. You
never needed those sacks. That was a reckless procurement.
The 140 million is which contract?
Juice sacks contracts.
The juice sacks is
to procure juice sacks.
48 million.
Cumulatively, before they left office, before they left, the 48 million was in 2024. But before they left office, cumulatively, the amount ballooned to over 140 million.
So this is through the 8-year period.
In procurement of juices that are not needed.
So this is the 8-year period.
So yes, this is a government that recklessly mismanaged the cocoa board, the cocoa sector, and has brought it down to its knees. Now, what are we saying? We are saying that the position of the NDC government is that we are going to invest in value addition. We are going to make sure that we bring back cocoa board back to where it was under the able leadership of John Dramani Mahama and Professor Mills. We are also saying that more than half of the cocoa produced in Ghana, we are going to retain them in Ghana. You understand?
And add value to it.
Add value to it. That will boost the cocoa industry. You cannot run away from the fact that you cannot run away.
Hold on.
You cannot run away.
You see,
this is the reason why you go 38%. You see, allow us to manage this country.
Right.
The reason why you go 38% was because
41.
38%.
41. According to EC,
we are looking at what they announced. The EC chair announced 38%. Whether it's 41%, what they announced and made John Dramani Mahama president is 38%. So the 38% Ghanaians that gave it to you, believe that you couldn't manage the economy, you couldn't manage the cocoa sector. Right. So allow us to reason with Ghanaians. You went and interviewed MPP cocoa farmers. I saw
there are MPP cocoa
MPP cocoa farmers. They went and interviewed MPP cocoa farmers. When they interview the neutrals, they will tell you the reality.
Are they cocoa farmers?
The neutrals will tell you. The neutrals will tell you. And farmers that are discerning, that are not mischievous. Some of them, when they interview, they tell us that this is the right decision government is taking, and the decision government has taken is in line with market price. It's in line with what our economy can sustain, and it is what will protect the cocoa sector going forward.
Have the monies been released to pay the finance?
Of course, they will be released very soon. The president has instructed the finance minister to make available the money to pay the cocoa farmers, and the money will be released. And the money will be released. We don't promise and do any other thing. When we promise, we deliver. I am telling you that
and you're saying
government is a process. And once you take decisions based on prevailing circumstances, you don't just fix yourself into a hole that you knew that you cannot come out. Once we knew that there are challenges, we will find solutions to those challenges and we'll reset the system. We are here to reset, not to continue your reckless expenditure.
Reset from 6,500
we are resetting. We are resetting the economy. We are resetting the cocoa sector. We are resetting governance in this country.
Kotia Nurideen, thank you. Awal Mohammed, thank you. Unfortunately, our time is up. We'll have to leave it here, but we'll find time to do this again. It's been an interesting conversation. Thank you, gentlemen, so much.